Alright, this is a 3ds Max to UDK tutorial. Alright, I made this object, I unwrapped it really lazily, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and I'm going to align it to the world on the main grid. In fact, I'm going to dump that all together. You guys need a square so you guys know what to do with your objects. Or a rectangle. Say that's my terrible wall. Name it wall UDK low. I'm going to convert it to an editable poly. Throw an unwrapped UVW modifier on it. I'm going to give it a garbage map. Get out of there. Hit OK, that just flattens everything. So whenever I do throw a texture on it, it won't be completely insane. Now I'm going to take this wall and I'm going to open up its axis point, affect its pivot. I'm going to take that pivot and I'm going to grab these edges, press W to get some movement out of it. And I'm just going to find a corner so I can make it snap. Let's see if I can get this to work. Pivot, vertex. And now it's exactly on that corner. And now I'm going to say, turn that off. I'm going to grab my object, zoom out, kick. See vertex grid points on grid points. Wait, that's not right. Lock it right on there. Let's see if it's perfect. Turn that off. Wait, that's not right. Orthographic. Top. Click that back on. Now we're right. This object's on the grid. 1 second. Now I need to make sure. You should try to grid it with every single thing. Like I'm going to take the top of this box, convert to editable poly, so I can grab the edges, select them, and I want it to be on the grid on everything if I can. The more it's on the grid, the easier it is to connect to the other objects, and the easier your life will be whenever you're building this level. Alright, now that I've got this object set up, let's see. I'm going to go into my modifier stack. I'm going to go into Optimize Pro, Pro Optimizer, hit Calculate, and it's going to add triangle faces. If it adds way too many, turn this vertex up or down based on how many you want, because you want it as few as possible, because you want it triangulated. Turn it back to a convert to editable poly. And now I'm going to go File, Export, Export Selected, Desktop. Do not save your file to the desktop. Wall UDK low. I'm going to save it as an OBJ, but a FBX does work and it'll keep your maps attached. But done. I'm going to close Max. Well, leave it for now. Go into UDK. I'm going to grab this box. And you move by pressing the ASWD keys like a first-person shooter, but you have to hold down your right click. And if your objects disappear, it's because you press W, and it'll make all your objects completely disappear. Now to adjust this box, I'm going to go to my non-uniform scale tool. And I'm just going to squish it down, shoot it out to make myself a floor. And then I'm going to tell it additive. So now I get this. I go up here to my editor. This is my content browser. I'm going to grab a floor texture. I'm just going to slap it on. And it's way too big. So I'm going to double click on it. And I'm going to tell it 2 by 2, and then I'm going to hit apply. And what that does is it doubles the amount. See that? And once I've got that set up, I'm going to right click and I'm going to add actor, player start, and that's how I get in the game, how I move around whenever I hit play. And I'm actually going to add my object. I'm going to go into my content browser. I'm going to go hit import, go to my desktop, my OBJ not on the desktop. 1 second. Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Nope, there it is right there. Well, I'm going to save it as an FBX to get at it. Go into UDK, import, FBX. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it it's a static mesh. I don't have any levels of detail. If that ought to be fine. Group J Shaw UDK assets. OK to all. I'm going to take this object. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click import. Well, I'm going to import some textures. Let's see. What do I already have? Alright, this will work. I'm going to grab my normal map, my specular, and my diffuse. I'm going to hit open. And I'm going to tell them compress no alpha, because that doubles the size of your file with no need. You don't need that unless you have channels mixed in your alpha, which you'll learn later. It's going to take it a minute to load. It always does this. Unless it's crashing. Nope, there it goes. What it's doing right now is it's loading all the files into UDK and it's compressing them. If you delay your compression till later, you'll end up having this compressed for like an hour whenever you're done with it and trying to go home. But it shouldn't take this long. Alright, I've got my 3 textures, but those won't go on my model yet. I have to make a material. So I right click, new material, and I'm going to call this wall 1 UDK mat. It's going to open up my material editing window, and I don't have anything here yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my texture, my diffuse, I'm going to hold down T, right click, it'll drag that in. Now that I've got my diffuse, grab this black channel, plug it into my diffuse, and I can see it on this object here. Now I'm going to take my normal map, click T, hold down T and click in the box, have my normal map. I'm going to add that to my normals. And now I'm going to take my specular, and you can just drag and drop them in, or it's not going to let me. Oh, man, if you control click it, it'll break the link. See, that adjusts the opacity or the specularity. I'm gonna hit OK. Close that. I'm gonna take my wall. It has no collision, but I'll show you guys how to do that later. I'm gonna drag it in. I'm gonna press W to see it. And normally you don't want to scale stuff in UDK. It messes everything up. You want to scale it in 3ds Max. But there's my wall, but it's got no material on it. These textures won't work. But if I go to this material, drag it onto it, let me tell you, that's how you do it. Add actor, add point light. I'm going to move this point light up. And then I can grab its scale. Close my content browser real quick. Grab my scale, and I can make the light go farther. And now what I have to do, my last step, is I have to tell it to build all. And I'm going to close 3ds Max to do this because it takes forever on every computer. And I'm just going to tell it to build all, and what it's doing is it's building the lighting, and so it can load the level a lot faster whenever you hit play. Well, that was quick. And now whenever I hit the play, this is play in the window. Escape to close. Now, trust me, that's how you import it. This thing's just messing up. Pause this video.